Alright, DJ THX Jeff back again for the fifth time. The camera keeps shitting out on me. Put the table back together. The bearing track is finally modified as far as I think I can go. I had to put some washer spacers in on this sensor. It's in right about here. There's a sensor in here that tells the machine where your platter is, so it can accurately play the music. When you put a bearing track in, such as the one I built, it raises the platter somewhat. So turned out that the sensor had some friction on the slip disc, so it wasn't playing a song correctly. It had a lot of distortions and problems. So I made little washers using some more aluminum tubing that was a larger size. It all comes from Ace Hardware, so everything you need is really cheap. I think the whole project cost me about no more than $4. So for $4 you've got awesome slip disc now. It doesn't drag at all. Now it does. It's really slippery, so it's harder to use than it was, and but I think it's better. I like it better because it's so much easier to. Not much pressure is needed. You don't have to moisten your finger at all to catch the record. It just plays. So I'll show you now how it is when you try and scratch with the system with the new bearings installed. Dragging it back and holding it, when you hold it, the bearings work so good that it's spinning at the regular top speed. It's not slowed at all. If I push more pressure, it's hard to get it to slow down. The platter is spinning at almost full speed, full 33, even though I'm holding the record. Now on normal techniques, dz1200, you can't do that. The platter slows down way too much. However, the bearings work so good that it's got some slow startup time, but not bad. Not more than the regular techniques might have if you get a real slippery slip mat and a kind of a beveled record. So any good DJ will be able to, get used to using these bearings. So I'm not sure how long they'll last, but it's all kind of experimental. Hopefully it'll last a little while. Not only that, I've noticed too, I think you've all noticed that you can't scratch a pitch lock on. However, if you're good at DJing, you can use everything to your advantage. And here's what I do with mine. So it works, even with the pitch lock on, you can use that echo and it fades out. If you notice, it fades out. That's cool. I like that. So, I think everything can be used to your advantage, no matter how bad it may seem. And with it off, it's not bad, it works great. So it's like a regular 1200. So I'm impressed, and the bearings are awesome. So if you're going to use a regular CD, like this is a scratch CD I just made, I just copied one of my records on to a disc. If you want to start a regular song, like you have, just regular music, you want to cue it. A lot of DJs like to hold their records, like we used to do back with the old 1200 techniques. Same thing works. These bearings work really well. So this is a 9-inch nail. So I'm holding it, and it's just I can hold it all day long. So and the thing's spinning at 33. So there's no loss in torque with the bearings. So now, like a regular 1200, you might give a little tiny push. The bearings, you know, they're real slippery. So slowing it down like a regular 1200, you just use your finger on the platter, like we used to do back in the day. Speed it up, you know, use the pitch, doesn't matter. The fact is, now with the bearings, stopping it and starting it is so much more effortless. There's no pressure on the motor. So I don't like to have the old slip system enabled this to, you might have some problems with the motor wearing later on. If you put pressure on it, you can end up having problems later, but the bearings are helping you stay away from none of that. So anything you want to do works. I like it. Works good. So I'll post this on YouTube with an email for anybody who has any questions. Like I said, simple components. So good luck. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not easy to do, but not relatively hard either. So good luck to you.